Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Elite Health and Wellness Show. My name's Clay, and I'm one of the co-owners at EliteHealthOnline.com. Today's episode is going to be pretty brief, but I think it's going to be something that you're really going to enjoy hearing about. Today, we have special guest Makayla Rivera from Texas Star Pharmacy. Texas Star Pharmacy is amazing at coming up with amazing new products to support in all areas of health and wellness. If you know anything about EliteHealthOnline.com, we specialize in hormone replacement therapy or hormone optimization, weight loss, wellness, and anti-aging. Today we're going to be talking about a new product that Texas Star has formulated called Quad Amino.
Yes.
A combination of 4 amino acids that support mood stabilization and maybe have some slight help with weight loss, that sort of thing. So I'm going to let Makayla talk to you about that today. So welcome, and we look forward to hearing about this new product.
Yeah. So, like Clay said, this is a combination of 4 amino acids. So while, these are available independently, I want to touch that, this is almost like a proprietary formulary. If you, hear about these amino acids, you're more interested in them, I would definitely encourage you to reach out to a provider at Elite. Make sure that you're getting these from reputable sources who have access to the raw material from, FDA approved wholesalers, and you know what you're getting. So like you said, weight loss is a very intense, journey.
Right.
And, while mentally it's intense, physically your body undergoes a lot of stress. There's no arguing that. We see chemically that your body undergoes a lot of oxidative damage. And while everyone wants to reach their goal weight, you might notice yourself while you're getting there, you have some mood fluctuations. You don't feel the best. At the end of the day, if you haven't eaten all day...
You mean you're hangry?
You're hangry. Yes. So we want to help you not be hangry because no one, like we've touched on in the past, there are quality of life options.
Mm-hmm.
And, we want to help you, providers at Elite want to help you reach your goal weight, but we don't want you to be mad the whole way there.
All right.
So this combination of amino acids, the first one being taurine. So taurine is, you might have already know about it. It's been really well studied in energy production and cellular processes in that route. It's also really common in energy drinks. You might see it in energy drinks.
I think I was about to say they all kind of sound so similar, but
yes.
You're like, I've seen that. I think it's on the top of some of the energy drinks that I drink.
So everyone's like, why? It doesn't, it does play a role in energy production. It's a non-essential amino acid, sulfur containing. And it's a byproduct of cysteine. So remember, cysteine goes on to create glutathione, which is something that we'll have to talk about.
Yeah.
Amazing antioxidant. So the goal with taurine in, energy drinks specifically is not to help, not necessarily there, but because of the existing anti-anxiety benefits that it provides.
Okay.
So in data, on mice particularly, they gave mice, taurine to help and display anti-anxiety like benefits. So we've seen in data, it can help, lower your blood rate, your blood pressure, help patients not feel that shaking effect that you do get if you drink too much energy drinks. One other common thing that people don't know so much is taurine is actually a really common constituent of baby formula. Everyone's like, why? Well, because a lot of the data has shown that taurine can help with neural and emotional development.
Wow.
So, being one of those things, we know that taurine increases the concentration of a neurotransmitter called GABA. GABA is a very important, neurotransmitter to help with those anti-anxiety, calmogenic, effects that people might be looking for, especially if they're undergoing weight loss. So that's that first one. It's been really well studied for its mental health benefits along with its energy production. Next one being proline. So proline... Okay. You see that really commonly in like hair, skin, and nail formulas. It's another amino acid, but it's been found as a really important mediator in your response to cellular stress. Okay. So while the original data was in plants, they found that plants who were in really stressful environments, had a lot more concentration of proline because proline went on to help cells decide if they're going to live or die. And while that seems really drastic, it's important that your body can regulate, the cycle of cells, and, what is worth sending resources to and what's not. So in chicks, actually, a few studies are usually performed on chicks. We found that during a fasting response, which a lot of patients might be undergoing when they're,
Yeah, a lot of people
experiencing
are
weight
doing
loss.
intermittent fasting and
Yeah.
different options. Yep.
Well, so these chicks would have a really, low intracellular concentration of proline. Well, supplementing with proline did help in the anxiety effects in chicks during the fasting response.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it does help cope with that stress mentally, physically, while you're undergoing rapid weight loss. The next one being theanine. So theanine, for our patients who are already familiar with nootropics, might be familiar with taurine is a really well-known nootropic, but theanine, different T, taurine and theanine are very different.
Right.
They have a similar, subject being GABA. So theanine, again, may play a role in the growth and, as an intermediate of GABA, that neurotransmitter that goes on to help promote.
Well, this is all the craze right now. I mean, everything online, if you're following anything related to, listening to podcasts and things like that, this nootropic, it's huge. People are taking mushroom coffee, nootropics.
Yes.
People are taking supplements that contain nootropics looking for, performance enhancing, mental, work related. So,
well, these are all natural. So there are, nootropics, and, if you do decide to pursue them, please get them from a
I was about to say, that's
source.
the problem with all the, people could look at this and go, well, I can go to Sprouts, for example, and buy this, and this. One, the combination's not correct. Two, this is not a regulated industry.
No.
They have no clue whether that's the amount that's in there is in there. So when you're getting it from Elite Health Online in a pharmacy, it is tested, purity, potency, guaranteed to be. If it says it has it in there, that's what's there. And,
things like even peptides and other stuff that you have access to through a reputable source, using products that are for research use.
Yeah.
So, the pathway of stuff, is research use and then animal use. So, if, you're purchasing something that's research use from Amazon, it's still not even approved or recommended for use in humans.
No idea.
We highly recommend that you go to a reputable source and get this. The other thing is the dose. So, theanine is found naturally. You can find it in black tea, is where people most commonly find it. I mean, the common dose of theanine in black tea is probably very low, 20 milligrams.
You'd have to drink a ton of black tea.
Yeah, you'd probably have to drink a lot of tea. And there's caffeine in tea. You probably don't. Yeah. I don't know if we'd recommend that. You'd be better worth your time going to seek out a provider. The good, really neat data with theanine was actually performed on humans in brain waves. So they would perform EEG studies on patients after dosing with theanine and found that there was an increase in alpha brainwaves. Alpha brainwaves really are indicative of relaxation. So a lot of this data was, hey, patients found that they didn't take as long to go to sleep, or they slept a lot better. And the actual quantified, qualitative data showed these patients had an increase in alpha brainwaves, and they are feeling better and more relaxed.
Okay.
So help you at the end of the day. Hey, I'm hangry. I didn't eat great today. I'm tired. Using these capsules can help you not feel so crummy at the end of the day.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one being arguably the most studied and favorite amongst the people in this sphere would be inositol.
Okay.
So you might remember.
Not familiar with that one.
So inositol, it's a constituent often found in things like Skinny Shot. Methionine, inositol, and choline are the big three there who are found in, and insulin signaling. And the reason is inositol is structurally similar to glucose, which goes on to be, similar to serotonin. And so the data for this was amazing. That found inositol supplementation to be as effective, if not more, in a placebo study as antidepressants in patients who were undergoing things, not just depression, but also OCD, panic disorder, bulimia, and binge eating. So inositol, it has been really, really well studied for its role in a variety of mental health disorders.
That's amazing.
Right?
So today, we talked about this on a prior episode, right? Today, antidepressants, anti-anxiety is so over-prescribed, most likely.
Yep.
Right? And people are looking for support, but then they go on a pretty serious set of medications to solve that, right? So as you're kind of talking through this, right, this is an amazing natural, again, when we say natural, it's still coming from a pharmacy. It still needs to be prescribed by a prescriber.
Yes.
But it's just a series of amino acids.
Yes.
what a way to kind of either taper off some of these things that you're doing,
Yeah,
right? That
absolutely.
most people don't, that I've ever interviewed or talked to as patients, don't want to be on antidepressants.
No.
They would prefer not to be. They don't love the side effects.
Mm-hmm.
So specifically, who's this for? Like,
Yeah.
talk to our audience for a second. They're out there. They're thinking, I've heard, okay, she's talking all this. I get it. She knows what she's talking about. It's scientific.
Yeah.
I hear all the studies.
Yes.
Who's it for?
Who's this for? So this could be really for anyone.
Okay.
These are not harmful to patients. These are found in
This is like taking
every
your fish
body.
oil,
Yeah,
your vitamin D,
omega-3s,
your
all
omega
these
3s, all
things.
that. Yeah.
And once I want to stress again, like we were talking about, omega-3s, fish oils, all those things. If while you won't often find pharmacies that are producing, these, please make sure you're getting them from good qualified brands. But this particular capsule,
You're not saving anything by going to buy these yourself as opposed to getting them in a concentrated one capsule.
No, because it's the doses are dependent. And we always want you to speak with a healthcare provider before you decide to supplement. These are involved in hundreds of bodily processes. And you need to get your levels checked. You need to make sure that these therapies are going through your healthcare provider. Albeit this is very, very safe.
So you don't have to. So back to who it's for, though. Mm-hmm. This is for just the person who wants to be at their best.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any issues. You don't have to have unstable mood or anything like that. This can just be another, regimen, another supplement in your regimen to just help with feeling your best every day and being on top of your game.
Yes.
Right?
So while we originally produced this when, we were creating weight loss therapies, we found patients don't always feel as great when they're undergoing weight loss. You have all these stresses and, people will often say, I like the adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
Adrenaline is not survival. Our brain has not evolved so much to realize that, hey, like, we're not in such high stress environments as we were originally. And so this therapy can be used by really everyone experiences stress every day. There's no hiding that.
Yeah.
We all experience stress, even if you're going through weight loss, even if even if you go to work, if you have kids. This is another great mixture of amino acids that help improve your quality of life. Yeah. While we do particularly recommend it for our patients who are undergoing weight loss because of the data related to fasting, it can
really
be
could
used.
Be for anybody.
Yeah, it's a great option for a nutraceutical.
I mean, everyone's looking for ways to manage stress, right? So
yes, well, and especially like you said, your patients who might be on antidepressants or like, hey, I don't want to be on antidepressants anymore. We don't blame you at all. I don't want to be dependent on that either. Yeah. This can help you come back to your homeostatic state, mentally. You have the interactions with GABA neurotransmitters, but it's not a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Yep. Gives you a little bit more opportunity to be back to, have your 2 feet back on the ground.
Well, that's great. Thanks for sharing today. I think the audience will find this helpful. And if you're interested in, hormone optimization, weight loss, wellness, anti-aging, any of these things, I mean, again, at Elite Health Online, we allow you to be the CEO of your own health. You work directly with our provider to understand what your options are and what's available to you. So I'd invite you to go to elitehealthonline.com, cruise around, take a look at the different therapies that we offer. And then when you're ready, simply click book telehealth appointment. There, it'll take you to a calendar. You pick a date and time. You could not have a more convenient, comprehensive, or progressive clinic available at your fingertips. We'll call you at the designated date and time, go over your goals and objectives, what you're trying to accomplish, and then medication will arrive at your door within 72 hours. So you can be off and running and feeling your best. So thank you for being with us today. We invite you to visit us online and look forward to serving you.